Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with Diesel on GTA 5. Now, they are minding their own business, you know, driving around with their GT86. As you do, I managed to bump off a... I don't even know what they bump off a wall and find a gap to perfectly catch their car. I've fallen down that gap before. I've never managed to get my car quite so well wedged. It's just very well parked. It'd be a very good place to hide and survive the hunt. You can somehow manage that. Anyway, Emma Artistic up next on GTA 5. Went to steal a car, got ran over by it. That happens to all of us. Now, no problem. We'll go and steal the next one. The problem is, Michael's got stuck in an animation. Now, this is a thing that occurs occasionally. I've seen the players get kind of stuck. The part that I haven't seen very often is the AI just decides to carry on. And now Michael is just going along for, I guess, you're moving, at least. I'm going to presume you probably can't do anything at this particular point. But yeah, I've seen the players get stuck in these. I've just never seen an AI be able to drive off. I think the game kind of like pauses the AI driving so the player can steal the car sometimes. But yeah, that's a new one. Not seen that one before. Soup is up next on GTA 5, learning that a ramp truck can be defeated. It hits a dump truck, and the FailRace police department were very effective in this one. When they managed to get their vehicle underneath the trailer, they actually managed to spin the truck around. Unfortunately for the FailRace police department, a little bit of game cheating reset the trailer back onto the road, because otherwise that was a very effective takedown. Swesco up next on GTA 5 is also dealing with the FailRace police department, and they are also a little bit effective again. This time it's another big wheelie and into a roadblock with a spectacular flip. Does land on its wheels, and while the player takes a lot of damage, they don't quite get killed in all of that. Great flip. Great, fantastic flip. Tigu is next on Horizon 5, and they are testing out the Camaro drag car, which... very cool vehicle, of course, and unbelievably fast. Doesn't turn very well, and sure enough, with a lot of understeer, they managed to launch it perfectly through the pylons. You don't think you could do that one much better if you tried. Certainly not when you've just understeered off the road. Could have been, should have been a tremendous accident. As it was, not too bad. Imi on Forza Motorsport is driving a Caterham and finding out that Magello curbs are mean. Good recovery. Nevertheless, now we ran the Ferrari 355 Challenge. I took part in a race around here, and the curbs were very mean to those cars, but they didn't do this. You could get in trouble on these curbs. You get bumped sideways and lose a bunch of time and whatnot, but this is, it doesn't even go over the big part of the curb. It's over the small part of the curb, and it's just around. It's just around in a circle, and there's not much you can do when it snaps that quickly, either. Yeah, Magello curbs. I mean, Blazer up next on Need for Speed Unbound is finding out that while they are getting away from the police and everything is going fairly well, this bit of terrain doesn't like you. The Evo, well, you can't see much what happens there. The second attempt, it's just like as it bobbles over the edge, it just catapults it off into the other wall. I mean, they do eventually sort of land and carry on, but still. RGB Nitro is returning some of the punishments to the FailRace Police Department, this time managing to land on top of a Corvette and send it for a roll. Very Burnout Paradise-esque takedown right there. Always approve. BS Raven up next on Revhead. I haven't heard this game for a long time. Either way, they are doing, you know, a little bit of a race with their Mazda and finding out that you don't even need curbs. Nope, just a light bump. It's another game that, yes, it will roll, and this one, of course, will be a lot more difficult to fix your car up and everything, but, yeah, don't cut corners. Anti-corner cutting should just be a ditch that will roll you. That seems like an entertaining way in video games, anyway. Next, Moonhawk on War Thunder. They have got, I don't know what this thing is, it's bloody fast. I will say that much, for some form of tank or armoured person, whatever it is very quick, which also means that when you hit something, you might flip over a river. And it's honestly quite impressive. It did a little bit of damage, but on the whole, it did surprisingly well. Desi up next on Wreckfest. Now they are battling away at Crash Canyon, wonderful circuit, and they have got themselves to the lead of the race in a pristine conditioned car, and they misjudge where a stricken AI is. They get punted by one, and then by two, and then by, well, the second car again, and then a third car and a fourth car for good luck. I mean, okay, it's not great, but we've still got some life in the car. Nope, not anymore. Everything piles into the side of them. And in, well, about 15 seconds, they went from leading to being out of the race. Prof Wood up next on Snow Runner. Now, they are trying to, well, they're trying to recover. You can see where, well, they're trying to complete a mission. You can see where they've ditched, where they've dumped stuff up ahead. And in their haste to try and get there, they have managed to clonk. I think they bounced off a rock. And, well, it turns out, in the battle between massive truck and fairly small tree is the victor. Don't mess with the trees. The trees will win. And finally, we have X90 on Ascetic Horsa. And it turns out, Daytona is problematic for the sort of GT cars and hypercars. The Cadillac runs things wide and smashes into a Porsche. Peugeot manages to smash into a Glickenhaus that ends up underneath the Cadillac. Surprisingly, the Cadillac was mostly okay with all of this. Just, yeah, the chicane here, I mean, as you could see, the Porsche ends up entering shot backwards. Glickenhaus has just stopped. There's another Porsche that has just stopped. I mean, the Porsche, the red and sort of white Porsche is on the road and it's just stopped. The Corvette's parked as well. There comes the Cadillac for good luck. The Peugeot was out wide and more punting. At least the blue Porsche did actually get going again. But yeah, this chicane causes real problems for these cars. You see the Peugeot made a mistake on the way in. Similar, but slightly different mistake actually to the Cadillac. The Porsche one was a little bit more, kind of made a little bit more sense. It was sort of going side by side. Not a good idea to go side by side into the chicane. It just doesn't work that well. We'll say, could have gone worse. The cars actually did quite a good job of navigating the obstacle course that was on the exit. And there goes the Cadillac. Peugeot for good luck. Yeah, that is a difficult corner, and it causes a lot of problems for the cars. I think it's a BMW actually, not a Porsche. Sorry, the red and white one. But there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. And indeed, we do need more clips for this series. I'd really like to be able to get this series to 500 episodes. So yeah, if you do have clips you want to, you would like to submit to this, then yeah, link in the description. All the rules and how it works can be found on there. That though is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.